What's poppin', everybody? This is Cerebral Final 4. The Astonishing Volt Tackle set has been fully upgraded on Cerebi, so now is a good chance to review the whole set. From what it seems, and the name of course, Volt Tackle, Astonishing Volt Tackle, it's going to have a focus on Pikachu, is what it says here, and I guess Electric type Pokemon. So standard stuff. It's obviously going to be one of the main parts in our next set, our next English set, I suppose. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. Got a seed-out line in the beginning, so that's good. I like the seed-out line, but I'm not expecting too much. So this guy's pretty plain, pretty basic. Okay, it's all up to the stage 2 at the end of the day. So Nuzleaf is also pretty plain. 1 for 40 is good, but I wish you had at least like 90 HP at this point. Okay, and then Shiftry. What's up with you? So it's got Tengu Switcheroo. So fancy names and stuff. Switcheroo is a move in the games. So 150 HP. That's just it's barely a pass. And that 3 retreat messes that up even more. At this point, things are so rough that stage 2s they just gotta have 160, 170 HP, and even that isn't enough. But at 150. Anyway, let's see what it does. So as long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, the effect of all supported cards in your opponent's hand become draw 3 cards. So that's interesting. This reminds me a little bit of a cool shifted card in Rise and Rivals, very old set at this point. And we're always sort of made the coin flip be fixed to be tails. This is something kind of similar where it fixes a sort of effect. So any supporter is always draw 3 cards. Now that's still, it's not like it's going to hinder your opponent that much, because they can still play supporters and draw cards. It's cool that if they want to use boss's orders, it's going to become draw 3 cards, and cool interactions like that. But I mean, I don't know, I guess it's a cool ability, it's an interesting ability, but sometimes they can use this to help themselves too. Like if they got a useless supporter, and they really want to draw cards, they don't want to use something like boss's orders or something else like Mallow and Lana, they can just do this too. But anyway, I'm not expecting much from this guy, because from what I understand, I look at this attack, it's probably some ass. So it does 110 for 2, and you may have your opponent switch their active Pokemon with one of their bench Pokemon. So this damage isn't going to do anything. I'm tired of seeing these sort of stage 2 Pokemon and stage 1 Pokemon being designed like that. He's just not going to do anything. He's just not going to do anything. This sort of damage output can't do anything. You put 2 energies on him for him to not even be able to get like a 2-hit KO on V Pokemon. And it's a guaranteed fact he's going to die in one shot. So this little ability could have been something if he had a decent attack, but it doesn't. You know, at this point, Stage 2s need to function like the Grimmsnarl from Rebel Clash. They need to just have the perfect package of synergy and effectiveness if they're going to do anything in the meta. But anyway, I'm not surprised to be disappointed. You know, they always do this for me with Pokemon that I like. Okay, so Nincada and the Ninjask. Heal 10 damage, okay. What about you? So Cast Off Shell. Once during your turn, when you play this card from your hand to evolve, you may search your deck for a Shedinja and put it onto your bench. So I think there's another Ninjask that does exactly the same thing. I don't know if this is supposed to be a reprint or something. But I'm pretty sure we did get this before. Okay, so I guess we'll have to see what the Shedinja does this time around. That's it. You got Skiddo and Gagoat. Synthesis, okay. Attach it to this Pokemon, the Grass Energy, and Gagoat. Razor Leaf, 50 for 2, and then take down 160 for 3, and it does 30 to yourself. But at least I guess it's hitting some decent damage, and it's a stage 1. So even this puts something like Shiftry to shame. Yeah, and it just almost has the same HP for being stage 1. So I don't get what the hell they're doing with these stage 2s. Like, if we're going to have stage 1s with 130 HP, that's perfectly fine. But boost the HP for stage 2 Pokemon more consistently. But anyway, this guy is pretty plain too. Is a bit better damage-wise than Shiftry, but still not going to do much. And we got the first V here, Orbeetle V. I used to think that this guy was actually like a stage 1, but it's actually a stage 2 Pokemon. That's like a middle form too. It's like a ladybug, sort of robot, Digimon looking Pokemon. But it's kind of cool, I guess, when it comes to bug Pokemon. I don't really like bug Pokemon. So, regular V, 180 HP, and 1 retreat. So its stats, the HP is kind of on the low side. I don't know what's up. And it does strafe. You may switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. So hit and switch. That's interesting. These attacks always have some sort of use, depending on the walls. Doesn't do that much damage, though. And Mysterious Wave. This attack does 30 damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So it's this sort of a X-ball, sort of psychic attack, you could say. Psychic is what usually has this effect. Boosts the damage depending on your opponent's energies. So it starts okay at 50. So if your opponent has like 2 energies on, it's 110 for 2. I guess that's not too bad. Obviously, they do need to have a lot of energies for this to be good. I don't know if I think maybe something like Victini V's attack is still better. I mean, it's going to start at 60 for 2, so it's even better than this guy. And then, I mean, it actually, yeah, I think it's actually stronger. You can power it up if you attach more energies on your dude as well. So, I think it's a step back. I mean, if your opponent has a lot of energies and you just have 2 on him, then I guess it might work out better. But it's such a small little edge you can have that I think Victini V, you know, the new that does the same thing is better. So yeah, this guy's really weak. I wonder if there's a VMAX. Yeah, there it is. I guess I should have known. So Orbeetle VMAX here. So this is your only hope. 310 HP once again. There's other VMAX that kind of outclass it. But let's see, you got Laser Beam. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may put 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, so I think it's safe to say it perfectly redeems itself with this ability. This is a very good ability. Just once during your turn, it's got to be active, but place a damage counter on everybody. And if you get a bunch of these and you do some switching shenanigans, you're going to spread a lot of damage for free. You know, Flygon style, in between turns. It's not even in between turns. It's an insanely good ability. So I'm pretty sure people are going to try and exploit it. And you got Gmax Wave. It's the same sort of attack, but actually does more damage now. So 50 plus for 2 energy, but then it does, the timer is 50 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So that's a pretty big improvement. Now it's actually a lot stronger, a lot more dangerous. If they just have 2 energies, that's 150 for 2. And it's going to get really insane after that. So the V is kind of ass, but the VMAX is quite good. I'm feeling this Pokemon. So not bad. 1 retreat is good too. I mean, fire is always going to be a problem. But I guess we got the weakness, colorless energy that you can slap on. It's compatible with it. So not bad. I mean, this Pokemon, you know, Jirachis and Scoop Up Nets are pretty popular. So I guess this is something you can do. Use Jirachi, Scoop Up Net, promote this dude, place the damage counters, then switch. Put the Jirachi down again, get another search. So you can do stuff like that. There's plenty of ways to switch around. We got that Bird Keeper too. It's not so great, but that's something else you can use. Maybe, I don't know, you put another active Pokemon in the active position that also gets has a similar effect that you can just activate or just do something. So I don't know, it just seems like this ability has a lot of potential. I mean, even if you just use it once to just spread damage around, I mean, it's still a lot of damage for free. So even if you don't do any fancy combos, it's good. Okay, so good Pokemon. Let's move on. Charmander, Charizard family again. Okay, you got this Charmander. I feel like I've seen these guys before. Are they reprints? I feel like the same with the Skittle Goat family too. But anyway, there's Charmeleon too. Um, discard 3 top cards of your deck, 60 for 2, that's not good, and slash. And then this Charizard, this guy I don't think I've seen before, but I guess we'll find out. So Battle Savvy, it's like it has experience in battle. So once during your turn, you may look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add one of these cards to your hand, and discard the rest. It's a good ability in the sense that it's like a very good searcher, it's like an enhanced acrobat. You get the choice of 3 cards. You put 1 in hand, but then you discard 2. So I don't know, might be a little bit much sometimes. And then its attack, King Blaze, 100 for 2, just 50 more damage for each Leon in your discard pile. Oh yeah, it's that dork of a champion. I haven't played the Sword and Shield games, and I probably never will. But yeah, I wasn't impressed by these happy-ass motherfuckers. Whatever. Didn't seem that cool to me, that impressive. His design is also it's pretty crazy, man. Anyway, I don't want to say more stuff than that. We gotta be careful what we say these days, too. But yeah, so I'm guessing that supporter, if you got a bunch of those in the discard pile, the damage is going to improve. Kind of like the Stephen Clay doll. Okay, I guess I have to see that dude to find out if this is any good. I'm guessing it's these usual, supporter Pokemon interactions, almost like archetypes. Yeah, you see them in the background too here, with the cape and stuff. Okay. It's like a prince of the British royalty. Anyway, but I suppose like if you've got 2 there, it's 200. So it's good. The point is you're gonna have to put those guys there. So we'll see. 170 HP, at least that's good. And Battle Savvy, I guess, can't be useful too. There's a bit of synergy with this and its attack as well. Okay, so we're getting better, getting better. Flareon looks very, very nice, if I say so myself. Got Scorching Awakening. If this Pokemon has a memory capsule attached, all grass Pokemon in play have no abilities. Cool. I mean, it's gonna be like a Garbodor, I would say, against grass Pokemon, and that's about it. So very situational, very limiting and specific, but I suppose it's gonna exist. It doesn't have much else going on. HP is pretty normal, I guess. Fire main, it's just pretty average too, I suppose. I guess I have to find out what that capsule memory does too. Okay. But it's a grass Pokemon hater. We got Slugma and Macargo. So, what do? Not much. Yawn, I suppose. And then Macargo. Got 130 HP, Heat Blast, Bright Flame, 180, you discard 2. Not good enough, man, even if it's an improvement. Like Moltres from Team Up does 180 for 3, for 4, and you discard 3 energies, but it's a basic. You don't have to evolve. Yeah, these guys aren't going to do much, but I guess if you hit a fire Pokemon, a fire weak Pokemon, it is going to die in one shot with an attack like this. So I guess kill Zacian and shit with this dude, whatever. Alright, alright. Got Talonflame V. I guess they're giving this guy a bit of love. It doesn't look that good right here. I don't know, this art seems like it's like they copy-pasted from, I don't know, it just seems like it's like a sticker. Anyway. So it's got 190 HP, a very, very good free retreat. So stats, it gets my approval when it comes to stats. If you're gonna have free retreat, it's pretty acceptable to have a little bit lower HP. It's a good trade-off. You got fast flight. If you go first, you can use this attack on your first turn. Discard your hand and draw 6 cards. That's actually pretty interesting. So they're giving players incentive to go first. I mean, there is an advantage even if you go first, even with the new rule changes. But there's an advantage if you play second right now with a lot of different Pokemon and supporters that get pluses when they get used when you go second, stuff like that. So okay, alright. I'm not usually a big fan of effects like that. When you play first, you can use an attack because I hate Celestial Roaring Skies, Latios, and that Fermasa that do that play first, attack first shit with the plus powers. It's bullshit. But anyway, I guess that's just draw cards. I mean, it does help out the decks that want to draw their whole deck at once again. But at least it uses your attack for the turn. I don't know though. I think shit is just too fast with what is it called? Like the Shaymin EX in Expanded. That card needs to be banned at this point. We got Crobat V. It's once per turn. When the hell are they going to pull the trigger? Compatible with Scoop Up Net. It's just poison. It has to go away. But I don't know if they're going to do that. I digress. But yeah, things are fast enough with cards like that. So I guess this is going to be okay in Standard. But I don't know about Expanded. And then Crimson Wings, 160. And then you discard an energy from this Pokemon. Whatevs. Okay. I don't think it has like a VMAX though, so just a regular ass Pokemon. We got Vaporeon too. Yeah, I'm guessing they're gonna do, all the evolutions are gonna do the same shit for different types. So this one has the same HP, 70 for 2 attack. That might even be better. And if this Pokemon has a memory capsule attached, fire Pokemon have no abilities. Okay. Like the artwork. Just seems like it's in a snowy area. But whatever. It's like the sea in the background. I think it's just water. Anywho, I think these Pokemon are going to be pretty situational. So I guess if you have room in your deck to take like a stage 1 line and you feel like, okay, you know, fire Pokemon might be a problem for me. I want to shut down their abilities. I guess you can do shit like this. And these guys might actually be good, like a more balanced Garbodor in a way with Garbotoxin. Yeah, we'll see what the capsule shit does too. You got a Wailord and a Wailmer. I'm a bit disappointed actually. I saw Wailord only has 200 HP. So this Pokemon, this attack does 20 damage for each water energy. Okay, so it's going to be 70 for 3 and then get stronger. But dude, come on. Seriously? You know, the stage 1 Wailords have been having 200 HP since the, like, what was it? It wasn't Guardians Rising. I think it was Supreme Victors or just one of those sets. Like Legends Awakened. I don't remember. Might be Legends Awakened. But since the 4th gen, this guy got 200 HP. Then I think it remained like that in Gen 5 too. But I know that it went over 200, like it went at 230, 220 in like Gen 6, in Gen 7 I think. But now we're back to 200. What's up with that? This guy's supposed to be like the HP boss, like always has the highest HP. Breaks the records. Water Veil hits the ability. Whatever you attach water energy, remove all special conditions from this Pokemon. Okay, this guy got that before. And Hydro Pump, 40 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. Fuck me. So, wait a minute here. So it starts out with 10. So 4, so that's 160, 170 for 4. And it's gonna go even higher. Okay, so I think I understand why they gave him... They just let him just have the usual 200 HP. It's because this attack isn't actually too bad. I wish it was actually even better, to be honest. So we can finally have a good fucking regular Pokemon. But, yeah, what they usually do, because it has such large HP, they give it some pretty crap-ass attacks, with exceptions. But this is actually a decent to solid attack. It's not actually ass. The multiplier is pretty good. Because it has such a large attack cost anyway, and you're going to need to attach 4 energies, it's always going to start out at 170 for 4, so it's good. And then you put the 5th one, it's at 210 for 5. You get some one-hit KOs this way. So this might be good to use with Frostmoth, perhaps, as an alternative to Lapras VMAX. I guess if you want to use a less risky Pokemon, it's just going to give 1 prize. Has large ass HP either way. And both of them are stage 1s pretty much. So I guess it's another option. Or you can just do something with it. I don't know. Use Blastoise and expand it. Use the Team Up Blastoise here. You definitely need some heavy energy, water energy acceleration to make use of this guy. But he's a card. Okay. Got a Samurott line here. It's been a while since I've seen this dude, I think. So Oshawott, what's up? Nice art, nice background, good stuff. And D-Watt, Water Gun, Aqua Wash. Aqua Wash, you may put an energy. Pokemon to their hand, okay. And then the main dude. Oh god, what the hell? So it's got 160 HP, okay. You barely get a pass. And then Shell Armor, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. How much did like the black and white one block? I don't remember. I think it was 20. So I guess this is an improvement. But I wish this dude like blocked 40 at least. Then I would have been okay, you're good. And then Aqua Wash. I guess it's compatible with the Twin Energy. You do 120 and then you may put 2 energies attached to your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. Okay. So it doesn't discard, but I guess maybe that would have been a bit too much since it's Twin Energy compatible. But whatever. Like this Pokemon is going to accomplish that much. But I guess it's solid. I guess I could try it out if I see it because it can survive, I guess, against Arceus. Even if he uses GX attack and does 150, you survive with 10, so might be good, I suppose. Maybe. And the attack, I guess you're gonna fuck up their energies. We'll see. I guess it's better than nothing. It could have been worse, that's for sure. Okay, but it's always so obvious that they're just being so careful not to make them too broken. It's just they want to make sure that the VMAXs and the V Pokemon, they're the best. And then these guys, they're just second rate always. Okay. Got the Galarian Darmanitan V and it gets the VMAX too. I actually don't get any, I don't see like, I guess the VMAXs, they're supposed to be like the, not Gigantamax, but the, what are they called? Like the just regular Mega Max. What are they called? Like just the regular giant ass forms in the games. You got the Gigantamax, which those are like the appearance change for the Pokemon. They get like a special form, and you got the other guys that just go big, and that's it. So freeze and headbutt, flip a coin, paralysis if heads, 50 for 2. Alright, not bad. You got Frozen Slice, 190 and just 30 damage to itself, but that's some solid damage too. So, okay. Gets a VMAX at the end of the day. So, what do you do? Let's see, 320 HP. I thought it would be more. And it just has max Snowfall. So 200 for 4, and then does 30 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So pretty simple as attack. I think there's other, like the other Galarian Darmanitan, like the regular one we got, or however many we got, they do this sort of shit. Just solid damage and then a little bit of spread on the bench. So once again, this guy is a pretty obvious target for Frostmoth if you want to go this route. For as long as we have Mew, so sort of bench protection, that can put you in check, sort of negate this effect altogether. But if you want to go for it, if you don't care if your opponents may run it, most people don't even run that card anyway, you could go for it, I guess. Damage will add up. I mean, you're not going to be able to get one-hit knockouts like with Lapras VMAX. So I feel like Lapras VMAX still might be better. But if you want to go this route, I guess it's okay. Whatever. You have to make a couple of attacks for the damage to add up. Pretty simple. It just has one attack. Okay, so we got the Dreadnought guys now. So Jaw Lock. If any Pokemon can retreat. Okay. And you got this dude. Vice Wave. If you have a Nessa, if you played Nessa from your hand, yeah, there's Nessa on the background too. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. I see. And then Surf, it's weak. 140 for 4. 140 HP guy too. Okay, whatever. These guys, I don't know. I guess maybe the first attack, you can build a deck around paralysis, but they're not doing shit. Like, 80 damage is so low that even if you could consistently get paralysis, you're gonna need a bunch of hits to kill a big Pokemon. And that's the thing. When you can't at least get a 2-hit KO doing stuff like this, they can always just switch, use Lana, switch and heal too, and just always play around this sort of effect. So this is why these cards never go anywhere. Damn it. Okay, we get another Cramorant. I think they printed quite a few of these. This one is the one that has shit in its mouth. I think this is a Pokemon that it eats. Or Gulp Massive Barrage. Discard a number of Arukoda from your bench. Just 60 damage for each Arukoda discarded this way. So it's gotta be from the bench. But I think this dude is a basic, so you can search it. Don't quote me on that though. You can just play it down. So I guess if you discard 3, it's 180 for 2. We discard all 4. That's 240. That's actually not too bad, but then you lose everybody. Mark my words, they're probably gonna make a Arukoda that just bring itself back in hand or something. It's gonna be fucked up, but I'm guessing this is what they're gonna do. So search your deck for 2 Arukoda and put them on your bench. Okay, so they didn't. Thank God. Yeah, cool looking fish though. And I supposedly this bird was supposed to be eating these dudes, not spitting them out. I mean, it's fish, right? You eat them. You're like some sort of a pelican, duck, bird thing. Whatever. And then Barascuda. Okay. Snipe and Jab, 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for each damage count on that Pokemon. Okay, and then Jet Headbutt. Okay, so useless. Got it. And then there's the Pikachu V and Pikachu V Max. We shall see what they did for you. So search your deck for up to 2 lightning energies and attach them to this Pokemon. Okay, so inferior to Boltund, but I guess it's because it's gonna evolve 2. And then Thunderbolt, Discolor Energy, 200 for 3. That's not too bad, I guess. And then the VMAX. Yeah, it's just Pikachu. It's not. They don't get like any sort of special form. I forgot what they're called in the games, in certain shoot games. I remember Gigantamax, but I forgot what the other name is. Oh well. So you may discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. If you do, this attack does 150 more damage. So I guess it maxes out at 270 actually. It's not 300. It says 150 here on Cerebi, but on the card it says 120 plus. So your maximum amount is 270, and you gotta discard all energies too. So it's gonna be pretty difficult to maintain. I mean, Dynamotor Electric says hello, and I guess there's other partners, but I don't like that it has this sort of damage cap. It's already sort of limiting 270. Yeah, it's not good enough for VMAX. It would have been better if it just like depending on the energies you discard, it gets like 50 plus boost or like 40 plus boost, shit like that. Then it would have been better. It would have needed a better like base damage too. It's gonna improve by 40. But yeah, not that good. Not that good. Lightning Pokemon aren't the best because they lost a lot of good shit from Lost Thunder now. But they still have some stuff, and there's a lot of competition between Lightning Pokemon, so I don't think this Pikachu is going to cut it. I'm guessing it's just for collectible purposes. People are going to want to get this because it's the Charizard sort of effect. People like to get the Charizard cards, even if they suck. They're always expensive. We'll see. We got Voltop and Electrode. You don't do jack shit, but I'm just glad they didn't recycle the concept art again on this guy. They did it so many times. So I'm just glad we get some original art, finally. And then Electrode. Buzz Zap Generator. I think you got this shit before. So once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may switch your deck for up to 2 lightning energies and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. Then shuffle your deck. If you attach any energy, this Pokemon is knocked out. So typical stuff for Electrode. It's gonna kill himself, give your opponent prizes, but then you grab energies in return. You get 2 like this, so it's almost in a way it's like a more consistent, more reliable, and just better Electrode Prime. Usually if you manage to get 2 energies from Electrode Prime, people thought it was good enough. A little bit too low still, I would say, but it was good energy acceleration if you got lucky. But that Pokemon discarded a lot of resources too. This guy ain't gonna discard shit. You get the 2 energies guaranteed. He dies guaranteed. He's gonna give 1 prize. So if people want to use it and expand it, there's life do. Of course, there's ways to mitigate this sort of bad effect of the ability. You're gonna use it. I don't like the fact that cards like these now, they get paired up and used for shit nasty combos with Reese Stamp and the fucker Lieutenant Surge and this sort of bullshit. I mean, they sort of solve the problem in Expanded by banning most of those cards, but I'm always afraid some shit could go down in Standard. I mean, they even went ahead and they're gonna redesign the Miss Mages in Standard too. Anyway, I guess it's something to help Lightning decks though, but it is a stage 1. You only have 1 Tapu Koko Prism at the end of the day though, so we'll see. I just felt it was so sad that Electrode GX could not do jack shit while he was in the format for so long. It was a true shame. It's ridiculous to think about. Okay, we got Jolteon. Same shit for water energies, and it's got less HP than the other dudes, but I guess it has better retreat. Twin energy compatible attack. Okay. And then we get a new Zapdos card. What's up? So Drill Peck, okay. And then Snipe Thunder, discard all energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 160 damage to one of your opponent's GX or Pokemon V. Cool, my boy. So it's power creep. What is it called? Like it's gonna be power creep prone. It's the best way I can describe it. So for as long as GX and V Pokemon are relevant, obviously it's good. But then once those guys are out of the mix, they go and expanded, or they just become power crept and nobody uses them, like EXs for the most part, then this attack becomes completely useless. So I feel it's a damn shame. I don't like it when they make attacks like these. Like, I would just want this to be a good, solid sniping attack. Maybe you can make it a little bit weaker if it's going to have this limitation. And just be decent enough. So 160 is as much as Cramorant V does. But obviously, there's a lot less risk when you use a Pokemon like this, since it's just a regular basic. And in Lightning decks, you're not going to care, because you attach Lightning energies anyway. So for example, in something like Ray Eels, if I ever use that again and expanded, I would put Cramorant V there. I mean, he is over there in the deck right now. But if this was around, I definitely use this instead. I mean, the first attack isn't as good as Cramorant's V searching attack, but it's still cool to attack cheap for free, drill back for 20. But because of that, it has to be GX and V limitation, eventually it won't be useful. Like, that's just how it is. Just like the safeguard Pokemon that block EXs or block GXs and then they can't block shit now. That's how it is. So cool, nice artwork as well. But it's a card that's going to be relevant for a couple of years and that's it. It's not going to be relevant forever. Or for a long time at least before it gets outclassed. Anyway, stats are good though. 110 HP, 1 retreat, fighting resistance. Good stuff you'd expect from Legendary Basic. The sniping attack is very freaking good. So yeah. Blitzel and Zipstrika. Zap Kick. And this guy. Jack shit. Okay. So we don't have to waste time. You got Dynamo. If this Pokemon has energy, retreat cost 0. So this might be good, I guess. New Dynamo with an ability. Okay. 40 HP too. The other ones have low HP as well. Electric. Got Stun Crash. If hits, discard an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Whatever. And then Electros. So during your opponent's next turn, if your opponent places energy, put 6 damage counters on the defending Pokemon. Okay. So one for 60. And then if they attach an energy on the defending Pokemon, they'll get 6 more damage counters. Okay, so that could be good. That is potentially strong. But I mean, if they don't attach energies, then it's useless. 160 isn't going to cut it. And then Electric Sprinkler. 120 and then 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. What? So why couldn't they say just 30 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon, bench Pokemon? Okay, a bit weird, but I guess it adds up to 180 for 3. So it's not the greatest in the world, but could have been worse, I guess. Okay. Not much else to look at here. And then you got Alakazam V. I'm really glad they're bringing this guy back. It's the only chance they got. Like, they always sort of find a way to utilize. If a Pokemon is like a V or an EX in the past, or just like a Alakazam Gold Star before, when they don't need to use like the Aberrant Kadabra line, they utilize and print like an Alakazam card. Because of that stupid lawsuit with Uri Geller. I mean, they brought it on them fucking selves by naming the cards after that dude. But anyway, this is why we don't get Alakazam and Aberrant Kadabra cards. It's so freaking sad. But I guess we get this guy now. It was their chance to print him. So 190, 1 retreat. It's actually not that good. But what do? You got Zen Spoon, put 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Should have been a lot better. I mean, dude, I'm pretty sure I remember Chandelure X putting 4 damage counters, and that was like an EX that did the same shit in fucking Legendary Treasures, my dog. So what's up with that? And then Mind Ruler. This attacker does 30 damage for each card in your opponent's hand. So they got 5 cards, that's 150 for 2. They're going to need a lot of cards for this to be strong, but if they do, then it is going to become pretty strong. But if they got jack shit, then it's weak as fuck. I don't know. I just feel like they dropped the ball. You get one fucking chance to print an Alakazam card, at least make it be special. But it just leaves a lot to be desired, this guy. The art doesn't even look that cool. I don't know. Yeah, a bit sad. But that's the guy we get. I'm thinking if there's a way to boost, like... you never want to boost your opponent's hand at the end of the day anyway. Give them options for them to fuck with you. But it's the only way for this guy to do some heavy damage. It is unlimited ceiling, so if they've got a big as fuck enough hand, you can even kill VMAX Pokemon. But I feel like it's too difficult to pull off as it is. So, probably forget about it. What a shame. So there's the fucking Shedinja. Shield Binding, this card can only be put in play with Ninjask. Yeah. Put damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon until they have 10 HP remaining. And you need like a triple acceleration to do this. Whatever. Attacks like this are bullshit. It's like those fucking Raticates. A bit too broken if you ask me. Against the VMAXs. You don't want... you want them to be able to... regular Pokemon to be able to compete with VMAXs. But not in this sort of overkill, extreme, like ridiculous fashion. God, it's either the one extreme or the other extreme. But yeah, what you can do, I guess, with this in standard is use this dude. Put the damage counters until they've 10 less. And then on the next turn, since this is an attack, you can put, like, place down Zigzagoon and then kill them, and then you can still attack. It's a bit less effective, I guess, compared to, like, how the Raticate deck does things in Expanded with Poison, because it gives your opponent a chance to heal, and then your whole plan goes to hell with the Zigzagoon. But, I mean, it's a deck, I guess, that can become possible for the trolls and the serious anti-meta guys. That's about it. I can't really think of anything else besides maybe some poison shit. And just use this like the Raticate deck is being used. Okay. Got another Dusknoir. I feel like I've seen this guy before. He looks really cool. Don't disappoint me. They're printing a lot of Dusknoir cards recently, which is good because it's one of my favorite sort of ghost lines. It's pretty much up there with Gengar, but I just want something to be good. Like the previous one from like, what was it, like Unified Minds or Unbroken Bonds. It was kind of cool, but no longer with Arceus. And now that we don't have like the spell tag and shit. Anyway, so look at the top 4 cards of either player's deck. Arrange them back, okay. Dusclops. Confuse Ray. Okay, this might be better than the other guy. And then Dusknoir. I kind of like this guy's artwork. It reminds me of some old shit. But 150 HP, that's not good. Attack 120 shit as well. So it's all up to this ability. So while this Pokemon is in play, each special energy attached to either player's Pokemon has no effect. And instead provides 1 colorless energy. Are you fucking kidding me? This is the useless ass ability they gave this guy? Okay, so first of all, most of the colorless, special energies, just special energies in general, they provide one colorless anyway. Like you look at the capture energy, weakness energy, draw energy, like all those freaking recycle energy, all those fucking cards. They're special, they give one. Like Aurora energy, all those, I guess they supposed to give other types too, like Rainbow. But sometimes a lot of Pokemon aren't going to care. They just want the colorless attachment, and that's good for them. Either way, as long as they don't lose that attachment, it doesn't get negated, it's good enough. So that's already pretty freaking bad. Plus, what makes it worse is that they think that this ability is good because they give it shit HP and a shit attack to boot. And it's supposed to balance out this sort of fucking useless ability. Very, 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 very disappointed. What a shame. Such a cool looking Dusknoir card. And they just designed it to be so weak. Yeah, damn you, the Pokemon Company International, for doing shit like this. Damn you. Like, the only good thing it does is that it's gonna freaking negate and annoy people that use the triple acceleration energy and twin energy, DC and expand, whatever. But that's such a limiting and like just limiting situational effect. I mean, in the first place, you know, twin energies are used by regular ass Pokemon. Okay? So, you know, already that's not really your competition. They're probably going to have an advantage on you over you anyway. I don't know. I don't like this effect. I was expecting a broken effect with what they gave it, but it's freaking ridiculous. Anyway, moving on. What a shame. Got Chimecho, Prosperous Tome or Tone. Search your deck for Pokemon, a supporter, put them into your hand. So interesting searching ability. You get two good stuff. It's in the hand. You get this sort of a yarn artwork for Chimecho, not bad. And Hypnoblast. Opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. Okay. I don't know. I guess you can use it for the first attack as an opening Pokemon. I got Woobat and Swoobat line. Unarmed Wave, 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. If you have any cards in your hands, attack does not. Okay, whatever. Swoobat, prevent all effects of your opponent's attacks except damage done to this Pokemon. Yeah, but it's got a shit attack. Nice sort of a sunset sea background. I like when they do shit like this. But, I mean, it's gonna die in one shot, so what's the point of blocking effects? Except for damage. It's not good. It isn't good at all. Okay, so waste of an effect. And Cottony looks so weird looking at this as a psychic Pokemon. What the fuck? Same for you, even weirder. It's just so weird, these guys being psychic. Triple draw, draw 3 cards, and then before dealing damage, discard a number of Pokemon tools. To your Pokemon in play, this attack does 40 damage for each Pokemon tool discarded in this way. So, for fuck's sake, now that... Oh my god. Now that the Genesect GX rotated out, or I think it rotated out, I might be wrong. I mean, if it's still around, then it can be used with this dude. But I think it rotated out. I don't remember. Don't quote me. But, yeah. It was the only chance it was going to get to be used with this guy. Not really going to work. I guess you can keep discarding the U-turn board to add the damage up. But you're gonna need to discard a lot of shit to get like a one-hit knockout. Okay, you guys get the idea what this Pokemon is about. Got Milcery and Alcremie. A little cream ice cream. Delicious cholesterol fucking Pokemon. Let's look at your ass. Share Sweets. So once during your turn, when you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may draw a card and have your opponent draw a card. What? That's not good. So you're going to draw a card for evolving into this Pokemon, but then your opponent is going to draw it too? No, that's not good. I mean, the only thing it would be good for is the deck out decks, because it helps them deck out while helping you get more shit to deck them out. So, I'm not a fan of this. I see it being only useful in this sort of a combo decks of this nature, because in a conventional deck, like against both decks trying to get 6 prizes, it's never good to give your opponent a card, like give them free advantage. And you get very little in return too. It's not like you draw 3 cards for evolving into this dude, and then your opponent draws 1. Like, come to think of it, there used to be a Beware that will let you draw 3 cards just by evolving. So even if you drew 3 and then your opponent, he got 1, they got 1, it wouldn't be good. So yeah, I don't see this card being used, getting a stage 1 out to draw 1 card and give your opponent a card, just for deck out decks, and that's disappointing. It's really bad. They don't need any more shit. Got him a champ line. Actually, been a while since we've seen this guy as like a stage 2. I think it was the Guardians Rising set, or yeah, either that or the what was it called? Like there's this third set, Burning Shadows, I believe. Anyway, so Machope doesn't have anything special. Okay, Machoke, low kick again too. It's like they got low kick attacks. All right. And then Machamp, it's up to you. I'll be happy if this guy is good so I can use him. But let's see. So you got Macho Revenge. This attack does 20 damage for each fighting Pokemon in your discard pile. So 20 timer. Now, so this is actually like a Night March map party shit. But it's a freaking stage 2. You're gonna have to dump a lot of dudes. This guy needs a fighting and a colorless to work. It doesn't work with twin. So I feel like there's so many things stacked up against him. And Dynamite Punch, 200 for 3, not gonna cut it. Especially when you do 50 damage to yourself. So unfortunately, as I feared, another Pokemon that they decided to make it a pain in the ass to use. Once again, a fucking shame. Okay. I don't want to look at you anymore. I get pissed off looking at attacks like that. Got Fampi. Return attack. Does 30 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. Okay, so this is Memory Berry, Memory, like pre-evolution attack shit. Kind of cute, I guess. They're supposed to be like a Teddiursa plush doll. It can't be a real Pokemon being so small. Anyway. What about the Donphan? 150 HP stage 1. Earthquake. So, wow, I think, oh my god, that's cool. So 120 for 1, and this attack does 20 damage to each of your bench Pokemon. So a very, very nice throwback to the old Donphan Prime. One of the most competitive and revolutionary Pokemon for its time. Doing like crazy good, insane damage that broke records for 1 energy when it did 60 for 1. That was one hell of a record back then. Now, 120 for 1, it's not the same, but it's the same idea. You do some very good damage for just 1 energy and it's going to hit your own guys. But if you use like Mew, you can sort of negate that. So it's actually quite good. I prefer this any day of the week over the Excadrill with clay on it. That just, you discard your own deck to do high damage like that for 1 energy. I prefer this any day of the week. So this actually would be a cool Pokemon for me to use. I don't know how good it's going to be, but it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. You just run this with Muse. We don't have Diancie anymore, but you know that 120. It's just good enough that if you attack twice, you know that's 240. It gets 2-hit KOs on VMAX on regular V Pokemon. You're gonna need a bit more help for the VMAXs, but it is what it is. And then Heavy Impact, 90 for 3, and then it's DC compatible. This one's a bit disappointing because the old Donphan Prime, the 3 energy attack it had, you know, I think it needed like 2 fighting, 1 catalyst, or just 3 fighting. It was obviously a lot more costly than the first attack, but it did do 90 damage back then too, I think. So that's a bit disappointing. I wish this attack like did like 150 or some shit for 3. Then we would have had something going on. But of course, it's too good to be true for them to do some shit like this. But I like the first attack. HP is actually quite nice too. So very cool stage 1 to use. Yeah, nothing else to add. Pretty simple. You got the Hitmontop, and I guess we're gonna get some other Excadrills here. A look at the drill burr. So cycle draw, discard a card from your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. Okay. If you played Bear from your hand during this turn, 80 plus 50, 130. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna take a quick sip of water because I'm gonna have a heart attack here from talking. Fuck me. Maybe I should take this reviews, take them a bit more casually, I guess. Just make some pauses. I don't need to be talking all the time, but it's impossible for me. But anyway, let's look at Drill Burr. I think it's clay art. Looks to be in some real mud, real ground here. Okay. So, doesn't do anything. I'm guessing the Excadrill is going to be a metal type. That's why they don't have it here. So let's look at Terrakion. Guard press. 30 for 2 and then block and 30. It's very unimpressive these days, this effect for 2 energies. But of course they're going to give us this shit. And then ground power. If you have a stadium and play, this attack does 80 more damage. So 160 for 3. It's actually not bad. I mean, you need to have the stadium out. But, I mean, Chaotic Swell is good with this dude. I mean, if you play it, it's probably going to stick there. So, I guess you can do this. You use this in like a fighting deck for your regular fighting tech. It's probably better options, but it's got some good 140 HP. Yeah. Okay, so Mudbray and Mudstale ain't doing shit, but you are sort of rubbing yourself in the mud. Okay. What about you? This guy had some crazy attacks, like in Gen 7. Like both of his prints had insane attack, but had really bad effects and we couldn't use him. So he does the same here. Looks like it. Mud Bomb, 2 for 50, whatever. And then Heavy Slam, 180 for 3. Does 20 less damage for each of your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. So already this is going to fuck it up big time. Most Pokemon have at least 2 retreat. So that's 140 for 3 already. And that's not good. They should have made it a lot better. Anyway, you got the Clobberus and Graplot. Not much, although 120, 1 for 20 is good. And then a Graplot, Headlock. If any Pokemon can retreat, this Pokemon use Headlock. Oh, so 1 freaking... Wow, that's actually quite good. It combos out well. So you do 30 the first time, and then if you use Tentacle Buster, it's gonna be, 120 plus 50. That's 170 total. So 170 and 30, so it's 200. So it's like you're doing 100 between 2 turns. But then you have to start with Headlock again to get this plus. It's seriously pretty much does almost the same shit as a Superior from Fates Collide that I really liked. I used back in the earliest days of the channel when it comes to TCG content. Man, those videos are such bad quality, probably, if you just go and check them. And, I wasn't. I mean, those decks were pretty casual. I don't think, like, if I look at them now, I'm pretty sure I would find many flaws. But, yeah, obviously, I'm a lot better than the player that I was years ago. We all improve. I mean, I wasn't bad back then, but I think I'm a better player now compared to back then. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is this kind of works like that Superior. And that card, I did use it back then for fun. This one, I don't know if it's going to be that good. It does a lot more damage than Superior. I think anyway, I could be remembering wrong. But it's also... Fuck. It's also, I think the damage actually isn't as good, but I guess it's better because it's a stage 1. But yeah, I guess you can do some heavy damage between 2 turns, but then, I mean, he's probably going to die anyway, so you won't get the chance to do this. Anyway, whatever, let's not waste any more time. So, Galarian Sirfetch'd V. Long ass fucking name. Okay, fuck. So this guy, 210, Resolute Spear. Once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from the bench, you may move any amount of fighting energy from your other Pokemon to it. So this reminds me kind of like a Swampert from Great Encounters, I think, yeah. And just these sort of interactions. So if you move it, and then you can grab the fighting energies. It moves from the bench. It's not when you play it down, like Tapu Koko GX and Articuno GX. But anyway, what you can do is you can do 200 for 3, and then this Pokemon can attack next turn, it says. So, I mean, it would have been better if it was 2, like it says on Cerebi, but it's actually 3. It's going to be a good sort of, you put this guy down, switch him, you go for a big attack like this. It's basically Heatran GX style, but you don't get to have unlimited ceiling. You just fix the 200 damage. Could be good, I guess, to kill a fighting weak Pokemon. It's definitely going to be good to kill something like Eternatus, that's for sure. So yeah, you can try this guy. Got Poochyena and Mighty Enna. Ferocious Bellowed. So 20 is going to block 50 next turn. And then Pitch Black Fangs 100. That's not good. I'm not that big of a fan of this artwork either. Like the moon background is cool, but the angle of this guy is not that good anyway. Get another Sableye. They keep printing these guys out. So you draw a card and then Torment. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon attacks. They can't use that attack. Oh. Drapion V. So whack down, 70 for 3, and then Hazardous Claw. Discard 2 energies. The opponent's active Pokemon is all paralyzed and poisoned. It's actually 130 for 4. So it's costly, and the damage isn't too great. It's supposed to be like this because of the instant paralysis and poison. But, like I said, people can play around these effects. I don't know. I guess it's something. You can build a deck around it. But how effective it's going to be, I can't really put too much optimism in it. Okay, whatever. I said the word. Okay. Too bad, because Drapion is kind of cool. They gave us this dude. It leaves a bit to be desired. Okay, you got the Crocodile line. Discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Thank God it needs 4 to work. But I have a bad feeling about this. Discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Oh my god, I know what this is going to be about. Discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Okay, so I thought this guy was probably going to have an ability that the other forms can attack for free or something. But I guess this wasn't the case. Kind of like what they did with an old Honchkrow from Mysterious Treasures. But it looks like this isn't the case. Although it's still a bit sort of weird that they give those guys the same attacks and the same energy costs. Or I think, yeah, this guy does it for 4. This guy does it for 3. Yeah. And then this guy does it for 2. But it's the same deck out shit. Discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Okay. As long as it's as vanilla as it seems here, and there's no extra shit, that's good enough for me. Because it's going to be difficult to get a stage 2 like this and pull this shit off. Okay, Trubbish and Garbodor. Again, more copies for you guys. Like, come on, they have the chance to give us some different Pokemon, and they keep printing the same, I guess, popular Pokemon. So you search your deck for any card, put it into your hand, but you need 2 energies to do this. Lucky find. And then Garbodor. Garbando does 30 damage for each Pokemon tool in your discard pile after this attack. Put all tools back in your deck. Opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Okay. Meowth. Nothing. Persiker. Flip 2 coins for each heads. So for each heads you're going to discard trainer cards you find there. You actually can look and choose, but they have to be trainers. Does damage too. A bit nasty, but at least it's limited to trainers. You flip 3 coins, that's a bit much. It's just 1 energy. Yeah, I think this attack might be a bit too dangerous, but whatever. And then there's a Metal Excadrill. Discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Wait, I think it's any energy, it doesn't have to be special, but that's why it's 2 for 30. Okay. And then Slashing Claw, 130 for 3. Right. You got these guys, Ferroseed and Ferrothorn. Let me switch this Pokemon, one of your bench Pokemon. Pretty weak art. Buzz Swing, this attack does 30 damage for each metal energy attached to this Pokemon. Switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. So you're going to need a lot for this to do damage. It is a pretty weak multiplier. I guess it's hit and switch at the end of the day. And aegislash V and vmax too. How interesting. So what the hell is like the V is the sword dude and like the vmax? No, it's still the sword dude. Anyway. So slash and then Sonic Edge. This attack isn't affected by any effects your opponent's active Pokemon. Perfect. I love effects like these. It's 130 for 3, so respectable. 2-hit KO range. Decent cost, 3 energies. So this can be a nice Pokemon in Metal Energy Acceleration decks, or even in decks like, we do use like the Metal Saucers in the Zacian decks and shit. you can just put this guy in and you have another good out against that fucking useless Decide Eye. So yeah, very, very good. First attack is kind of decent too. And it even gets a freaking VMAX. Man, yeah, too good. Max Slice 160. This attack does 30 damage for each prize card you have already taken. Wow, so it's a win more card. So if you took out a few prizes, it's going to be even better. So if you took 2, it's 220 for 3. And if you took 3, that's 250. It's going to get better and better. So yeah, very, very good Pokemon. It's metal. It gets all of the benefits you'd expect now. So I see these guys being kind of good. Maybe not in their own deck, but maybe if they get combined with something like Zacian and Arceus, I think they've got a place in decks like that because they provide a lot of versatility. So that's cool. You got another Duraludon. You got Raging Claws. This attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. Yeah, so it's like Rage, okay. And then Power Blast, discard energy from Pokemon. Okay, whatever. I think the first one is better, but like the one we got in like Rebo Clash or something. But I guess this guy is also good, and it's got more HP. I think it has more HP than the other one, but I could be mistaken. Anyway, I mean, this is like your Reshiram sort of Zekrom black and white legendary with the first attack and then the big attack, discard energy. Got Eevee. Nothing special, but it's because of the evolutions. Got Snorlax. Stuff Up. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may draw cards until you have 7. Oh my fucking god, what have they done? You're just gonna give a freaking card like these to all of the stall decks? It's gotta be active, but I don't care about that. People are gonna find a way to exploit this card. Now, it's good for actually regular ass decks too. Like if we open with this guy, you don't need to attach an energy and use the attack, so you can do this turn 1, which is the beautiful thing. And you draw until you have 7, and then your turn ends. So once again, it's the sort of Zacian effect, Tropical Beach effect is strong. It's quite strong. I'm not gonna lie, I dig this card when I think of its uses in other decks, and I look forward to using it. But it's obviously going to be exploited by some shit decks too, like control decks. No doubt about that. So this is what makes me fear it and feel annoyed by it too. But it's very good. Like they're trying to make going first have merit again. I mean, a lot of people still go first, if not most people still intend to go first, unless you're using like a fire deck or some other decks that get a benefit from attacking and going second. But they're sort of trying to shift things again, whereas trying to make going first good more once again. So obviously these are effects like this, that Talonflame V we looked at in the beginning. They're effects that really benefit people that are going to use them and aim to go first too, okay? Because this, you know, you don't need to spend an energy attachment on it. If you play first, you can still use this effect. It's not an attack, so you can still draw until you have 7. So there's a lot of merit to it. And if you do go second, you can still do this shit, like as you're setting up. Use this effect, draw until you have 7. Don't spend an attachment. That's good stuff. Gives it a lot of benefit. Gives it a lot of merit. So it's a great card. It's a bit basic, 130 HP. The attack doesn't really matter, but I guess you can do 100 for 4 and then inflict paralysis if you get heads. But yeah, definitely an ability that I think it's going to be relevant in the meta. People are going to catch on to it. Oh, fuck. We get a Swellow line. How nice is this? Wow. Claytello. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Because I really love this bird line. Of course, Gen 3. My fave. Okay, and what about you, Swellow? Not expecting much, but at least they gave you a card. So flip a coin if heads, 40 more damage. So I guess you're going to do 60 for 1 on a good day. Shit. When we just saw Donphan. 90 HP isn't good either. You got Free Retreat, but you needed to be better than that. Like, definitely better than that. I'm pretty sure, like, the Guardians Rising, that was actually, like, the best Swallow card they ever printed in recent times. And I think it outclasses this guy so far easily. I don't remember exactly how much HP it had. But, yeah. An Energy Assist, 40 for 2, and attach up to 2 basic energies from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. Okay, so this makes it a bit better. But at the same time, it gets so much competition from Cinccino. Cinccino does 1 for 40, so that's 1 less than this guy. You only get 1 energy. This guy gets 2 energies. But, you fucking... You gotta put a twin on it, so... I don't dig it as much. And, of course, Cinccino has the amazing draw ability, too. So, I feel like it's outclassed by that guy. It's a damn shame. What they should have done is boost the damage at least. Like, make it 60 for 2, and I'm even being kind. Like, 70 for 2 or some shit, man. Is it really gonna do anything on the V Pokemon? Like, if this Pokemon, like, if the Swellow did 70 for 2, and then he grabbed 2 energies, would it make that big of a fucking difference? I highly doubt it. But, they went for 40 anyway. So, very, very sad. I mean, it still can be good. I guess you get the double energy acceleration, and that can go a long way. Depends on how you use it. It's a stage 1 at the end of the day. Got X-Plot line. This guy's fucking crying. Continuous tumble. You guys know how this works. Coin flip. 40 for each heads. Until you get tails. Got Loud Red. 20 damage for each of your Pokemon and play with a move around. And X-Blood. Okay, around of course. Stacks 50 damage for each of your opponents. Around. Hyper Voice. Okay. So round, guys. Oh shit. And then you get a Drone Rotom. I thought this was like a gold shiny Rotom or some shit. But no, it's an item. Look at your opponent's hand, then look at the top card of your opponent's deck and put it back on top of the deck. So there's no manipulation, thank God for that. But it doesn't matter. It's still going to be a shitty card used in the control decks that sort of try and stack your deck, stack your draws. Hate this shit. It's supposed to be like the bicycle you ride while you surf in Sword and Shield. Was never thought it was cool, but anyway. You got the long view scope. Looks like a toy photograph or whatever we used to have like as kids. Attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to deal 30 more damage to your opponent's benched Pokemon GX and Pokemon V. So it's gotta be benched, which makes it extremely situational. They should have just made it like a choice band for GX and V Pokemon, but that would probably make that would have made Zacian too busted and Eternatus and what have you. But whatever, I don't care. I don't like the art on this and I guess the not design of it, but I guess the art direction, like the idea for this to be like a photograph or whatever. A scope. Okay, so here's the memory capsule. So the Pokemon this card is attached to can use attacks from its previous evolutions. Okay. I'm not surprised about this. And yeah, it's a Pokemon tool. Attach it to a Pokemon that doesn't have other tools on it. Okay. So I don't think this will give the evolutions that need to have it a lot of merit when it comes to attacks anyway. I didn't see that Eevee have anything special in this set. But I guess this can also be used outside of, those Pokemon. They're going to use it to activate their abilities. Okay. So they gave us a sort of memory berry back with a different name. So, okay, that's good. Okay, then you got Bear. Fighting chick. I think she's hot shit. But I know that I guess she's one of the popular characters, like the chicks from Sword and Shield. So discard the top 5 cards of your deck. Wow, and attach any energy you discarded this way to your bench fighting Pokemon. God damn. So this is kind of extreme, but it's a method to accelerate fighting energies. And it's something that, fighting Pokemon don't really need. They got the... we have the fucking Qual Soul. But I guess this can help them out even more. And I guess this is going to give more trouble to Eternatus. So for the guys that were saying, with the Mismagius and the rule changes with Mismagius, banning Mismagius, redesigning Mismagius, and Sabrina and Bryson Man. I mean, if they were going to print a card in these powerful fighting Pokemon, do you think it's a bad... They just want only Eternatus to be the top deck? I don't think so. But anyways, this is supposed to help fighting Pokemon. You're going to need to have a lot of energies in the deck and sort of build the deck in a specific way, but stack your deck with energies. But I'm trying to think of a way to use this without milling too much of your own shit. People will find a way. I'll probably find a way if I think about it. But even if you get like 2 energies of this, it's still very good, of course. Okay, so they get this tool at least. You got Leon here. So during this turn, all of your Pokemon's attacks deal 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So he's just like a Kukui, but it applies to all Pokemon. All your Pokemon. You don't get any other extra effects. I think Kukui was better because it let you draw 2 cards too. And 20 and 30, yeah, the 10 damage can make a difference, but at least Kukui was more versatile. And that's all he does. I mean, even like Giovanni was probably better. But whatever, I guess it's going to be used with Charizard. You gotta make the combo. And I mean, I guess this applies to all of your Pokemon, so you can switch and get the effect too. But it didn't really matter if you knew how to use Kukui. Like, you're not gonna switch your dude. I think it did the same thing actually. Like, it applied to everybody. Anyway, I'm not that impressed. It is a good effect, of course, but I guess fitting for this guy that he's not really that cool in my opinion. Although it will help stuff like Zacian. Anyway, you get the league staff. So I guess the employees there. So draw 2 cards. If Winston Stadium is in play, draw 2 more cards. So I guess we're going to have to look at that stadium. But if it's good, this card is going to be good too. Nessa. This chick, motherfuckers also really like her. So choose a total of up to 2 water Pokemon and water energy from your disc pile and put them back in hand, not the deck. Impressive recovery. This might be a bit too strong. I mean, it's just water, but it's very good recovery for the hand. Shit, I mean, so you can get energies and Pokemon. It's just too good, too damn good. It is too damn good, but I think the Lapras decks and the Frostmoth decks are gonna welcome this card. Like, I would even fucking use this in Expanded, I think. I mean, it's like a better Fisherman if you think about it. Like, if you seriously think about it, it can be a freaking Fisherman, but then you also get the option to mix it up and get Pokemon if you want to do this that way. So yeah, very, very good. Happy about this. I'm guessing if she's going to be a full art, people are going to freaking love this card like the water decks. It's going to be a money card. Because it's going to be this chick, you know, this sort of a water, beach, surfing chick, whatever. And you get this sort of great effect for those decks too. So yeah. Pokemon, they know what they're doing. Okay. And then you got the Sirchester Baths. Each player's basic Pokemon in play take 20 less damage from their opponent's attacks. Kind of cool. So I guess if you place damage through effects, you don't care. But, I mean, I don't know if people are really going to use this card. You're going to have to do your mathematics with this and know how to use it. Okay. And then the Winston Stadium. What the fuck? Looks pretty fucked up. Like a Ratchet and Clank arena. Anyway. So whenever a player plays a Pokemon VMAX from their hand during their turn, heal 100 HP from that Pokemon. For fuck's sake. It's bad to have large ass HP as there is. They've got billions of methods to heal. You're gonna give them this shit too. And then people think that these little regular Pokemon have a chance. I'm sorry, but this is some bullshit. You know, fuck you for making this card. And it's gonna be good if you use VMAX Pokemon, but if you're not, fuck this card. And yeah, they get to use this shit consistently now too. Bullshit. Anyway. And then the last thing is this Wash Water Energy. So prevalent effects for your opponent's Pokemon's attacks except damage. Okay, so that's good. And then the Coating Metal Energy. The metal Pokemon this card has the weakness. Perfect. Exactly what we need. Like for the metal decks. Because this is going to be better than the weakness guard energy. Keep providing the metal energy too. So good shit. And that's basically the set. Now to be honest, for 100 cards, I didn't see a lot of hot shit. We do get some stuff. But I just, there's no like Eternatus VMAX level shit, like a broken ass Pokemon that you think, dude, this Pokemon is fucking broken. Okay. Actually, I would say the best card is probably that Snorlax. It's gonna really change up how people design and think about their decks. It's gonna help out everybody. I like Donphan, but this is just for people like me. It's not like it's gonna do a lot of shit. Surfetched, that can have its uses. These guys obviously they're good. Aegislash family. Some trainers are decent, but not really. I mean, it doesn't really have. Okay, so Bea and Nessa, they're good. Leak Staff is good with the shitty Winston Stadium, but because of Swell, it's probably going to be kept in check. You get the new special energies too, like they always do, and you get some sort of ability negation with the evolutions. You know, you get some decent shit, but I don't know, not that impressed. It's not really that hype of a set. Pikachu VMAX wasn't very good. Galarian Darmanitan, not really that special. Talonflame can't be decent. Orbeetle VMAX, this guy can't be good. Okay. So I guess from the best VMAXs here is going to be Orbital, Aegislash, and that's fucking it. And then regular Pokemon, Snorlax, I think is going to be the best. And you get some decent stage 2s, but nothing really to really shake up the meta. And that's it. So I guess this is the first set. I mean, it was supposed to be about electric Pokemon, but we didn't get that much. I mean, we got Electrode, but we actually didn't get a lot of shit. There's not a lot of good electric Pokemon, actually. Zapdos, you could say. Everybody else, not really. I don't know. They dropped the ball with Alakazam. Dusknoir is a fuck up, and I hate to say it because I love the dude. This artwork was good too. Fucking shame. But this is the set, guys. So before I die of air and just using my lungs, overusing my lungs and talking and shit, I think we're gonna call this a video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this set review. I wasn't very impressed, but maybe that's a good thing to slow things down. There's some good cards. There's definitely some eye-catching cards. Like this Snorlax is definitely a card you want to get. It's gonna be like almost like a new Jirachi in a way. Maybe not as good as Jirachi, not as flexible as Jirachi, but definitely a good card to use when you play first too. You can attack, draw cards. And Nessa for water, Bear for fighting, good stuff. And I guess maybe Charizard can do some shit, but I don't know. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed, hope you guys subscribe, leave a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching. What's up?